This summer, some people are looking for ways to take a vacation while also cutting down on their greenhouse gas emissions. The ecotourism market is expected to exceed $331 billion by 2027, according to new research data. Ecotourism can have an impact on where some people choose to visit and how they get there. Let's bring in Tree Meinch, a features editor for Discover magazine. Tree, let's talk about some destinations where folks can actually give back to the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this whole local movement that we've been seeing as a trend across the country, I think that tourism is an amazing place where it fits in. One of the first places that we like to think about is things like national parks, state parks, and county parks that have a wealth of opportunities for amazing destinations to immerse yourself in. But also the money you're spending there, the activities you're doing are typically directly going back into actually sustaining that environment, preserving it. And that's under, a list of guidelines and understanding that experts and scientists have of watching what's happening in these ecosystems and making sure they're balanced and healthy for everybody that visits, as well as all the creatures and plants that live there.
Well, it's great to know that you can actually do it locally and not spend a lot of money to travel. But let's say you do decide to travel. What are some of the activities that you can look forward to?
Sure. I mean, the list is pretty much endless. You can really cater your interests to local and very eco-friendly destinations. I mean, one example would be the ocean in general. It's an amazingly popular destination we all love and like to go visit. One thing we like to plug folks into are things like there's citizen science opportunities all across the country. And a great resource for that is scistarter.org, where essentially, like, you want to go to the ocean, you want to see dolphins. There are actually scientists out there who need the help of everyday citizens who are experiencing the ocean and maybe want to do surveying for dolphins. Maybe they want to go and release sea turtles and help, baby hatchlings go out into the ocean. And there's a network of organizations where you're going to travel, you can get plugged in with them, and you're actually helping the science happen and unfold while you're having an amazing experience in paradise often.
What are some of the destinations and activities you should avoid if you're trying to protect the planet?
Sure. Yeah. So, it's really going to depend on what environment you are in. One thing we really emphasize is, when you go to parks, you go to research facilities, they're going to have a list of guidelines, things as simple as stay on the trail, which might sound kind of like simple and something that maybe our curiosity gets the best of us and we want to wander off. But those guidelines that are put in place are actually really dynamic to protect the health of the ecosystem that are there. So following the rules and guidelines that are there are crucial. And also this general rule of thumb is stay as local as possible. So when you are picking your lodging, your restaurants, your activities that you're going to do, when you really hone in on operations and things that are run by locals who live in the community, work there, it's most likely that the money that they're receiving is really going to be put back into the health and the long-term sustainability of that place for their wellness, as well as all the things that live there. So it's really good to just kind of follow those tips.
There's something called disaster tourism. What does that look like?
Yeah, it can have different kind of applications, where people will kind of flood into an area, in response to sort of a devastating event or something that happens there to try and, help and offer support and things. And that will definitely, there's situations and circumstances where that's called for, but, it's best usually to plug into operations like the Red Cross, operations like things that are responding to those situations and working to support financially with them or with boots on the ground, helping them out.
Some people just like to travel overseas, right? So how do you kind of get that calculation for your carbon footprint with, a big jet trip and then kind of take steps at the other end to sort of limit your gas emissions?
Yeah. So, there's a whole big conversation about, our whole economy and transit, built sort of on fossil fuels right now. And there's a lot of elaborate strategies of how to combat that. You can look at sort of your emissions. There's a way to look at airlines and see how much emissions each flight is actually causing and whatnot. But, as everyday consumers, we always are cautious, not to say, that you are responsible for, all of the emissions going into the environment and sort of the whole infrastructure that's built on fossil fuels and whatnot. So it's a dynamic situation, but I think that being mindful and things like sticking to trains, sticking to buses, sticking to cars whenever you can is really helpful. Some recent data that just came out from a new study is that airplanes emit around 100 times more CO2 per hour than a shared bus or a shared train ride. So again, keeping it local and keeping it in those kind of like ride share environments and things can be really beneficial.
Well, it's great to hear. The headline for me is keeping it local. That's surprising. Tree Minch, thank you for your analysis and reporting.
Thank you. It was great to be here.